Hey everyone, it's Matt here.
How's it going, everybody? This is your friend Will. Hope everything's going great with you.
Welcome back to another episode of Savant's Tech Talk. Quick pause right here. Are you a passionate software developer looking to hustle and advance your career in the tech industry? Then you should subscribe to this YouTube channel for all of the latest tips, insights, and advice in the tech industry. Now, whether it involves technology or the business side, we always have to be learning new things. And one of the greatest resources for any entrepreneur or developer is online learning platforms. Now, there are many out there. This could encapsulate anything from YouTube to Lynda. But today we're going to focus on Udemy and Coursera, and then we're going to tell you which one that we prefer and why.
Yeah, when it comes down to source of learning, right? I just want to say both of these platforms are excellent sources for materials, and depends on what type of learner you are, one may work much better than the other. So today we're going to share with you some of the insights that we discovered. Let's get started.
Now let's start with Udemy. Now, one of the great things about Udemy is it is so easy to find great deals there. A lot of the courses you'll find, if you're interested in the topic, you're probably going to find a course as cheap as maybe $12, for example. And not only that, but you can also find courses on almost everything. As we'll discuss later, Coursera, it's more focused on the academic side, whereas Udemy, it's wide open on courses that you can find there.
And the biggest difference here is kind of like the barrier of entry. For Coursera, they really put a lot of emphasis on making sure that the instructor is well-recognized industry expert, right? But oftentimes, expertise doesn't necessarily mean that it's great style of teaching or it's the most suitable style of teaching for you. Hence, Udemy sort of removed that barrier of entry and hence allowed more content creator to be able to post their course material on Udemy. That's kind of like the difference between Netflix versus YouTube. And just because there's no barrier of entry for YouTube, like everyone can post content there, doesn't mean there's no great content, right? There's a lot of famous YouTuber, created awesome content that's very entertaining. It's a similar principle here. It's more wide open to the market and to the entire world, whereas for Udemy, whereas for Coursera, it's more like a little bit more exclusive in terms of the content creator, and the person who's teaching the course will likely be like a big name within their field.
And this can be both an advantage and a downside because it means that the quality of the courses can vary greatly. You can find really great courses uploaded by great content creators, or you can find courses that aren't so well put together and maybe the people just quickly did some Google research and quickly threw a course together.
And you know what? Because of the sheer volume that exists on Udemy, it's okay because the review system will balance itself out. Like if, for instance, if a course is not well put together, people will just downvote it, right? And it's gonna take the course all the way to the bottom of the ranking system. So like the filter mechanism is really useful for Udemy, and you can leverage it and quickly find the courses that does a really good job at presenting and articulating the overall knowledge points and allow you to learn things much quicker than using some of the other methodologies or channels.
Now let's have a look at Coursera. Coursera is more of a structured course platform where, as Will mentioned, they have a very high barrier of entry. So you'll find most of the content creators are actually professors, and they're usually linked to very high esteemed universities, for example. So it's kind of like taking an actual class.
Yeah, have some more school after your school is already done,
And what's cool about this too is you can actually also get accreditations from these universities. So you can actually get certificates that you can put on your resume.
And these certificates can help you find better jobs and to prove that you not only have the skill set and the experience, but also have a passion for that field, let's say machine learning or big data, right? Because you use your spare time and dedicate your spare time to a particular course that's being offered on Coursera. Not to mention that they are very well put. They have a systematic approach on teaching you everything from the ground up.
Now with Coursera, because the courses are more structured, they also require a much larger time commitment as well. And sometimes you even have to wait until the course starts. So unlike with Udemy, you pay for the course, you get it right away.
So that goes back to the more of a peer-to-peer style type of learning. If you're more hands-on and practical, and you want to find just the knowledge that you are looking for, Udemy is a great place, right? If I just want to learn how to build a chat app using Socket.io, I can easily find that on Udemy. Whereas for Coursera, you kind of have to learn everything from the ground up. You have to learn about protocol of the communication system, and then you have to kind of do a lot of digging on your own to figure out, that's how you create a chat app, right? So the difference here is, are you a more of a hands-on, get to the point type of person, or are you more of you need to learn everything from ground up? You need to understand everything from the principle and be able to derive everything rigorously, pretty much.
As far as pricing goes between the two of them, between Udemy and Coursera, it really depends on the courses that you take. But on Udemy, as we mentioned, it's easy to find remarkable deals on courses as low as $12, maybe even cheaper than that. But the courses can also go as high as $200. But with Coursera's rate for a certification, you can spend $49 and get an actual certificate.
Getting that cert, is it really that important for you? Ask yourself that. If the answer is yes, then consider Coursera.
Now, when it comes down to which one we prefer, the answer would be Udemy. And the reason is because of its flexibility in being able to balance both work and learning. Now, because anyone can upload a course, you do have to really look at the ratings and try and do some research into the course, but you can find really remarkable courses at a very cheap rate. And also we prefer Udemy because you can start to apply the new skills to your work and gain real world experience with those skills. That's just as good as having a certificate on your resume, at least in my opinion.
Now, if you've been through university, you probably had the experience where you have a brilliant prof, his research work is excellent, but he's not great at explaining things. You know, you go to his lecture, you feel like you have to read the textbook afterward anyway, right? So that's the primary reason why we pick Udemy, is because there's no barrier of entry. Hence, they let a lot of people who may not be considered as like expert in the field, but they know enough about a particular skill set or a topic to really go into detail. And they're great at explaining things, right? They're great at breaking down these technical complex problems into simple words so that it's easy for their audience, the viewers, to understand. Hence, in my personal experience, and I'm not sure if you can relate as well, it's almost always quicker for me to grasp the concept or knowledge by going through Udemy and learn like course content on there, especially if it's hands-on. If it's a theory, then it's a different story. But if it's like hands-on and practical, like how do I use Python for fintech, right? If you're searching for that particular skill set and use case, it's almost always quicker to find relevant content on Udemy. Hence why I personally prefer and advocate for tech professionals to gain new skill sets through Udemy.
But if you are looking for that university certificate, then Coursera is probably better for you. So there you have it. Have you tried Udemy and Coursera, or have you only tried Udemy, or have you only tried Coursera? Let us know your experiences in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content.
And remember, in this industry, to live is to learn, right? So always keep learning on new things. Always try to improve your skill set. Keep hustling, everyone. See you all next time. Bye.